Good evening. Happy Sunday. If we haven't met before, my name is Kalen. I'm an ecstatic meditative life coach, and every Sunday I like to set aside a little bit of space to do some work together here live on YouTube. So this is a space to let go of whatever has been going on for you this week and to drop into some time of some self-acceptance and some joy. So find a comfortable way of sitting. You can sit on the floor, you can sit in a chair, you can lie down, do whatever feels good for you. And then when you're ready, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And I'd like to invite you to just notice where you are right now. Notice the state of your mind. Notice the state of your body. Notice the state of your surroundings. And can you allow your breath to travel into like a release? And can you allow your breath to travel out of you like a letting go, a surrender? And remind yourself that there's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to be doing. This is your time for you. And then, without too much will, can you invite your breath to start to drop further down into your body? Can you feel your breath reaching all the way down into your hips and into your pelvis? Not because you're forcing it, but because you're allowing it. Can you remind yourself that this is where you're meant to be because this is where you are? If you were meant to be somewhere else, you would be there. You are where you are, and that is perfect. And so notice more deeply what it is to just simply be here with you. Allow something to unfold inside of you. Allow something to open, a vaster, deeper part of you. So I want to explore the idea of saying yes to life. And what I mean by that is so often we say no to what the world has brought to us. We say no to something as simple as the meal that we don't care for. Why would you bring me this? I don't like it. Why would you serve me this? We say no to the horrible bosses that make us feel shitty and say, I don't want to work for you. I don't want to be here. We say, no, I don't want this. I would rather have something else. And there's absolutely everything right about setting goals and working towards things and trying to change your situation to something that's better for you. But we also need to work to see the opposite. We need to work to see the perfection of where we already are. We need to work to see that everything in the universe has conspired to bring you into the situation you are right now. But these are the lessons, these are the people, these are the learnings that you need to undergo. And whether or not they're pleasurable or painful, what you hoped for or what you were dreading, whether it's life-threatening even, doesn't matter. This is the journey that you're on. And every part of it is here for your maturation and growth. I think one of the things we, especially as Americans, are so short-sighted about is immediate gratification and the pleasure of a moment. If it doesn't feel good now, I don't want to do it. And we don't see the value that sometimes things that are very painful as they're occurring end up being tremendously wonderful and important and healing in the long term. Contrarily, that which brings you a lot of pleasure in the moment can later on be filled with remorse and regret. We're very short-sighted about what is happening right now. The most spiritually attuned people I've met have achieved a really tremendous level of deep acceptance of what is. If I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to be joyful. If the meeting goes the way I want, I'm going to be joyful. If my kids disobey me, I'm going to be joyful. And no matter what happens, they stay rooted in a deep level of acceptance, joy, and contentment. And that state is available to each and every one of us. But to do it, we need to start saying yes to life and stop shutting things out that come to our world. So you wish that didn't happen? Oh well, it did. What are you going to learn from it? How are you going to use it to open you more? If you've watched my meditations enough, you've probably heard me say something along the lines of difficult situations can do one of two things. They can shut us down, or they can crack us open. I'd rather let them crack us open. So how can you start saying yes to everything? Yes to whatever's happening in this moment. and then this moment. Say yes to the people who come and give you gifts, and say yes to the people who come and spit at you. Doesn't mean you need to stay there. Doesn't mean you don't work to move towards something that feels more aligned and more healthy for you. But we start by accepting what is. And we try to see the divine synchronicity and the gifts that come, even in unexpected packaging. And so that's my invitation for you. Can you just say yes to whatever life brings? Because I think we all know people who are the opposite, who are very angry, feeling very begrudged that life didn't go the way they wanted, that nothing turns out the way they hoped, that they can't get what they want. Like, those are sad, shriveled people. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be jaded. I don't want to think that life is anything other than a miracle. But to dwell in that state, I have to see the miracle that happens right now. Because every moment is filled with a miracle. Every moment, if you see it. And so that's my invitation for you. Can you say yes to the miracle? Can you dwell in the perfection of this moment, even if it's uncomfortable? And say an enthusiastic yes to life, whatever it brings you. And say thank you. I'd like us to sit in silence for a few moments and absorb these ideas. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I wish you an exuberantly happy life. I wish you a life filled with joy and adventure and pleasure and all the things that make life worth living. And I hope you also see that wherever you find yourself is already perfect. And I'm sending you so much love, so much joy, so many blessings on your adventure.